Yes, indeed. B March Boxing back at it with another breakdown and prediction. And this is for the undisputed fight we got coming up this weekend between Tony Bellew, the challenger, versus the champion with all four belts, Alexander Usyk. Usyk 15-0, 11 KOs versus Tony Bellew 30-2 with 20 KOs. Now, the bomber, Tony Bellew, he's been on a high emotional roller coaster ever since that first Creed movie came out. All he's had is good fortunes ever since the first Creed movie came out. Remember that, the first Creed, all right? He won himself a WBC world title cruiserweight in his home stadium of Everton. That's his favorite soccer team. Eddie beat Elango Jr. Makabu in a very entertaining fight for the 2, 3 rounds it lasted, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, he did that in front of his home stadium crowd. The same way he fought Michael B. Jordan, or is it what the kid's name is? Creed? Is the kid's name Creed in the Creed movie? He fought him as well in that same stadium with the WBC belt on the line. You know what I mean? So they basically art imitates life. You know what I'm saying? Tony Bell, you got it done. You know what I mean? So congratulations to him when he beat Elango Makabu. Then he definitely had I believe he defended his strap versus what's that guy's name? BJ Flores. You know what I mean? And he beat him in another entertaining fight as well. You know what I'm saying? So Tony Bellew, he's been on a high, and he, of course, the two wins he has at heavyweight over David Hay. He was given the championship, the WBC Emeritus Championship status when he vacated his WBC belt in order to fight David Hay. You know what I mean? What about Alexander Usyk, 15-0? You know, former gold medalist. You know what I mean, in the 2012 Olympics. I'm saying, you know, Alexander Usyk, man, he's had a good career thus far. You know what I mean? Arguably, you know, probably the second best cruiserweight as far as accomplishments since Evander Holyfield. Some might even say he's the best because he has four belts. Evander only managed to get three, but that was the criteria for Evander Holyfield's day. You only needed three world titles to become undisputed, you know. But you know, I ain't never see the man um Alexander Usyk fight the likes of guys like the White Kawhi Muhammad. You know what I mean? So you know, I can't put the man Alexander Usyk as the best cruiserweight. You know what I mean? He ain't beat no Carlos De Leons and these guys, you know. Long-time champions at cruiserweight and multiple, like three-time champions at cruiserweight. You know what I mean? So I still got to rate him as the second best. But as far as skills and technique, the bomber, Tony Bellew, that's what he likes to do. He likes to load up, you know what I'm saying? He's the kind of guy who likes to sit in the pocket, you know, likes to trade with the guys, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't have any skill or technique to his arsenal, but, you know, the Bronze Bomber, I said the Bronze Bomber, the Bomber, Tony Bellew, excuse me, he does have some significant power, you know what I'm saying? He has enough power. He has, in my opinion, enough power to hurt the man Alexander Usyk. Both guys 6'3", big guys, you know what I mean? You know, but the man Alexander Usyk, he does have the longer reach. I just see that the man Tony Bellew, you know, really and truly, you know, I've seen the guy lose before, you know, to guys like Adonis Stevenson who embarrassed him, you know, for all the shit Tony Bellew was talking. He got put in this place, got stopped in, I believe, the sixth, maybe seventh round, you know what I mean? Got put on the canvas, got up, then he was given the Bambi legs, you know what I'm saying? Tony Bellew ain't like that shit. He got the fuck up out that division immediately, light heavyweight, you know what I mean? But you know, I think at them high weights like cruiserweight might be more ideal for him, you know. But really and truly, Alexander Usyk is a guy who's built for this. You know, he's a guy. He's a master technician, a southpaw. You know, he's a very good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He's not more for the talking. I just saw an interview he did yesterday with Radio Raheem. I didn't realize he's such a Christian and spiritual guy. Good for him, you know. Do what you got to do, man, to keep the faith, you know what I'm saying, to remain on top of your game. Do what you got to do, whatever works for you. But I see the man, Tony Bellew, trying to intimidate um, the Ukrainian, but the Ukrainian will have no idea what this guy's talking with this jibber jabber, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he don't even speak no English, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Tony Bellew will have to, apart from the mind games, he's gonna have to be very selective with his punches, you know what I'm saying? And he's got to find that home run punch, you know what I mean? He's gonna have to find that home run punch in order to get the attention of the man Alexander Usyk. Because really and truly, you know, if a man like Tony Bellew can lose to guys like Nathan Cleverly, and don't come and tell me, yeah, he avenged that loss and that was so long ago. Well, I mean, really and truly, who has he fought besides Adonis Stevenson ever since that Nathan Cleverly losses? And I thought he also lost to guys like Orville McKenzie and also Isaac Chalamba, you know what I mean? If he's improved since then you got to show me whom against, you know what I'm saying? Because really and truly, he hasn't stepped up his level of a competition. So that's where I'm still, you know, skeptical about Tony Bellew. You know what I mean? I did pick him to lose against Makabu. And that was the last time I picked him to lose, you know what I'm saying? You know, I thought he would beat David Hay, but I was still kind of on the fence. Anything could have happened, but I definitely thought that Tony Bellew is going to be, you know, versus guys like David Hugh, I say David Hugh, David Hay, who's basically, you know what I'm saying, kind of handicapped with the injuries he had. I can't really base his world class level based on them fights, you know what I mean? He slugged it out with guys like Nathan Cleverly, and he got a majority decision in the first fight, you know what I mean? Um, but, you know, I think at Cruiserweight he avenged that loss. But I think Tony Bellew will have a hard time getting past the man, what's his name's jab, Alexander Usyk, you know what I'm saying? Tony Bellew's only chance is to find an accurate punch, you know what I'm saying? You know, keep a high guard and, you know, get into close quarters, you know what I'm saying? And engage the distance and throw them bombs that he did, like how he caught Elango Makabu. Elango Makabu just really was hit with a hurricane and a mirage of shots, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, he really, you know, he just really couldn't, you know, in that exchange, Tony Bellew got the best of him. You know what I'm saying? Will Usyk be caught in this situation? He could be in this that same position as Makabu if he sleeps on the guy. You know what I mean? Or if he gets caught with a punch. You know, but I think the man Alexander Usyk, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have to be circling to his right. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna have to stop and pop, kind of how he fought the man Murad Gassiev. You know what I mean? Stop and pop, 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 pop. You know, throw some nice combinations. You know what I mean? Avoid getting hit with big shots, especially body shots and left and right hooks. And Tony Bellew likes to gauge a guy with that jab, basically like a rangefinder, and just unleash that straight right hand. You know what I mean? Like how he did with BJ Flores when he put him on the canvas. You know what I mean? But overall, the better fighter just is with the eye test, and from everything we've seen as far as what they get done in the ring is Alexander Usyk. You know what I mean? Alexander Usyk is not no. He's not an undisputed champion by fluke, you know what I mean? This guy's a well trained athlete, you know, from the Ukraine, has superb footwork, you know what I mean? You know, he did leave uh, James Ali Bashir, you know what I'm saying? A guy who he had trained with for all his career. But, you know, when got an opportunity to leave, he went and fought with Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying? Lomachenko's pops, you know what I mean? Now, could I be mad at Alexander Usyk? I mean, no, not really, because Alexander Usyk is Ukrainian and he went with the Ukrainian trainer. They speak the same language. You know, he don't speak English. James Ali Bashir does, you know what I mean? But James Ali Bashir is the one who I credit for making him into a world champion, you know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk has a nice overhand left that he throws after his jab. And that could be something that Tony Bellew could get caught with if he doesn't see, you know what I mean? I've seen Alexander Usyk. Some people think I guess they think the man ain't got no pop or nothing. But at one point in time, he was like 10-0 with 10 KOs. It's just when the levels stepped up, his knockouts decreased. You know what I mean? But I see the man, what you call him, um, Alexander Usyk. Throw different looks. Punching in angles. He has a nice right hook, which a southpaw must have. It's a very efficient and lethal weapon. You know what I mean? Pacquiao, Gary Russell, these guys have nice right hooks. Uppercuts in different angles, I think, is what can catch the man. Left hooks. You know what I mean? He just has a more arsenal, in my opinion, variety of punches. You know what I mean? Alexander Usyk does. You know what I'm saying? I like his jab and his overhand right. I like how he pity pats you with the jab, but he can throw that left, overhand left over the top. You know what I mean? Hop, how you feeling? Hop hops in the chat. He says, I've always thought the world, the word nimble suits Usyk. Well, yeah, Usyk he's nimble. He's nimble when he's fighting against a pressure fighter. You know what I mean? But when he has a guy who's a guy that he knows he can unleash combinations on, Alexander Usyk could remain flat-footed as well. You know what I mean? I've seen him flat-footed many a times too. You know what I'm saying? Go check out that fight he had against Michael Hunter. You know what I mean? You know, he's nimble for his size. Yes, for a cruiserweight. You know what I mean? You don't really see cruiserweights moving like that. But at the end of the day, he picks and chooses which spots in which he will choose to use his footwork. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to show Tony Bellew a lot of footwork early till he's counter punching, catching Tony Bellew with the jab and uppercuts, right hooks, and overhand lefts over the top. And he might even stop the guy. He might be able to stop Tony Bellew if he unleashes combinations and Tony Bellew can't punch back. You know what I mean? So, I think the man, Alexander Usyk, will win this fight. I believe he's going to win this fight 8 rounds to 4. He's going to win a unanimous decision. You know what I mean? It'll be a miracle if Tony Bellew could pull this victory off on November 10th, just weeks before the movie Creed 2 comes out. You know what I mean? If he does that and gets all them undisputed titles before Thanksgiving when Creed 2 comes out in movie theaters, oh man, then I might possibly put the man Tony Bellew as even the top pound for pound on the planet. You know what I mean? Straight up. I'm not even bullshitting you. Because a lot of the top pound for pounders right now ain't doing a goddamn thing, man. Fellas got to be omitted, and I got to restructure my pound for pound list. So, Tony Bellew, what shot does he have? Accurate punching, tight defense, and looking for the big shot to stagger or hurt the man Alexander Usyk and then try to take advantage. You know what I mean? The guy Chunu, the South African guy that Usyk fought on his HBO debut, he couldn't see that overhand left coming over the top. You know what I mean? The jab was in his face, and he was already being cautious of the jab, but the overhand right over the top was just something that he couldn't handle, and that's the reason he got stopped. You know what I mean? So I think Tony Bellew, he's gonna have tight defense. He's gonna have to cut off the ring, and he's gonna have to have accurate punches, throw nice body shots. He's gonna have to throw body shots to stop this guy from a lot of lateral movement. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see Tony Bellew's game plan, but ultimately, I think the Ukrainian will retain his undisputed cruiserweight titles, and I think he'll win this fight 8 rounds to 4, maybe a close 7-5. Can I see give Bellew 5 rounds? If he gets 5 rounds, it's gonna be early. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be early. You know what I mean? But I can't see him finishing this fight strong. B Marsh Box, leave your thoughts and comments. Unanimous decision, in my opinion, for Alexander Usyk. B Marsh Boxing, I'm out of here. Peace.